Hey everyone, it's Mark. We are back for part, I don't know, 1,000,001 on this Tascam 388 rebuild. And I apologize, I'm a little tired, got a headache and a ringing in my ears. I'm not sure why. But anyway, I've been working on the power supply and discovered a few things. First of all, this board that I have here is a revision number 2, and the manual I have does not cover any revisions. So if you have a power supply board with this heatsink right here, and with the addition of that, there's also a cap, a transistor, and a couple resistors. And if you download the manual that's all over the internet, your schematics are not going to include that. I'm not sure exactly what it does. At this point, I don't really care. I pulled the components and they're good. Here's my modified version. You can see down here, I think this is what's going on, and that is just based on the tracing, the actual traces and sketching it out. I was really confused for a while because I didn't realize that one of these pinouts between the two transistors are different. One is emitter collector base, and I think the other one was collector emitter base or something, and most normal ones are emitter base collector. So there's just all kinds of stuff going on. It screwed me up. Don't let it screw you up. But I pulled all the transistors out and tested them, and one of them was bad. Now Q100 and 102 are the same, which is a C1815. If you're ordering from DigiKey, it would be a KSC1815, which is an NPN. There's also a PNP that's matched with this one, but not with this one. So anyway, that Q100 or Q102, one of those is bad. Since these are a matched pair, I'm going to put the working Q100 in with the PNP that goes with it. I'm putting Q103 back in because that is good. But for Q102, rather than order one and wait a week, I have a 3904, just a cheap generic NPN. The pinouts are different. I'm going to attempt to switch two of the pins around and make it fit. I've never tried it before, but I talked to my dad, the genius electrical engineer for NASA, and he said, just do it. So that's what we're going to try. And if this doesn't work, I guess we're on to plan D, E, or F, wherever we're at. Okay, so here's the location on the board where Q102 goes. I pulled these caps out to test them, and I'm going to wait to put them back in because it makes it a lot easier to get to that. So the one we pulled out here, emitter collector base. The one I'm replacing it with is emitter base collector. So basically what I need to do is swap these last two pins around. So first, I'm just going to get the emitter out of the way. Never done this before, but I'm told it's a thing. In case I ruin one of these, I do have an extra. Alright, I think that might work. Obviously the key is that you don't want those to touch once you twist them around each other. Nope, too far apart. It would be much easier to order the right one. But I'm getting impatient. I don't want to wait 3 or 4 days. Alright, there we go. Those two leads doing kind of a little twist. I'm feeling the stress coming already. Okay, here we are again. Look at that. That is a spinning capstan motor. That doesn't mean I fixed everything, but that is a huge relief. So something's happening. Well, it's trying. Oh, it's moving. I don't know what's going on, but something's happening. Do you want to see a beautiful sight? I could stare at that all day. Okay, we're almost there. Here are my discoveries so far. First off, the power supply problems came down to voltage regulator chip that I ordered and one little bipolar transistor. That was all that was stopping that power supply. Right now I'm having a problem where a 24 volt line that's labeled as such on the board, luckily because the schematic's illegible. It's labeled as 24 and it was only getting 20. And I thought, oh geez, what am I gonna get into trying to figure this out? Well, I pulled off the heatsink on the back of here and there's a row of transistors and a couple of voltage regulators. And one of those voltage regulators is supposed to be a 7824 and it's a 7820 and it looks like it's been replaced. So at some point in this thing's life, somebody put in the wrong voltage regulator and caused one of these lines to be 4 volts lower than it's supposed to be. I'm not exactly sure where it goes. I haven't traced it all down, but it doesn't matter because it's a 50-cent part and it's wrong. So I'm gonna order it and replace it anyway. I'm hoping that is what is causing it to act weird now. Because when I try to start it, it tries. Like I can actually kind of spin the reels and actually get them to start going, but they're not starting on their own. And it seems to me that that might be a symptom of a motor getting not quite enough voltage. But other than that, we might have this thing licked. It looks like my little transistor with the twisted legs worked. So I solved that problem. Although I am just going to order the correct one and put it in there. There's no reason not to, since I'm ordering stuff anyway. Oh, and also the lamps. I don't think I talked about it, but the lamps and the VU meters. The lamps I got in weren't as bright as the originals, so I would have to double them up to get them as bright as the ones that were burned out. The two that were bad, I put in 2 doubled up bulbs, and it looked fine for about 5 minutes until one of the other ones burned out, just as I said it would. So I had to order some belts for my cassette deck, which will be another video coming up. And they happen to have the correct bulbs there, so I just ordered some of those while I was at it, including 2 for myself for my TIAC reel-to-reel in the house. So I think this next order, hopefully that regulator will go in and hopefully that'll be it. I'll get those VU meter lamps in and I'll install those on camera because I guess that's a really common one that people want to know how to replace and it's hard to find resources. So now my heater just turned on. So I'm gonna call this a video. I'll talk to you later. Bye.